I'm like, we were trying to warm up with that because like Dean requested it. It's like,
actually, no, I'm not even kidding. No,
I'm like, man, this is live. We cannot miss stuff. So
yeah.
we will try.
So
Did you put the link? Can you put the link on the chat? I mean, how do I get it?
we're actually live. Oh, so the first link. Okay, so what you can do is you're going to go to your other device, copy the link, and then you can and then paste. That should do it. That's what everybody tells me anyhow. So hopefully they're right.
We're now to newsfeed.
Welcome everybody. This is FMA Discussion, episode 173, and tonight we have both Guru Ryan and Guru Sachi, and they're going to be both talking about Lightning Scientific, and we're going to get jumped into it right now. These guys are also going to be performing demos, so I'm really excited to see their tell and also what they got to show for us. So if you guys are ready, we're going to jump right into it. So
yeah, Ryan and I are close here.
So you guys, what's the COVID situation? Have you guys are you guys open or what's the case with COVID in relation to what you guys are doing?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, right now, like for me, I'm actively teaching mostly private classes, private training. Yeah, I'm open. And then usually we're training here. Like for me, on my part, I'm training in the South Jersey, or Central to South Jersey. So I'm catering everyone who wants to learn the FMA style that we do in Southern and Central Jersey. Yeah, and I'm also actively teaching in my work. So I'm doing a full-time job teaching another martial arts, and then I'm also doing I'm incorporating FMA there. So yeah, we are really like we are open in everyone who wants to learn FMA here in Jersey.
So we're restricted. So are you guys, like for instance in Connecticut, like we're pretty much no mask unless some people choose to do it. Do you guys have mandates? Far as that goes?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
I think Jersey opened up too. Jersey opened up. I mean, you can have you have an option now. You go to the store, if you don't have masks, you can get in. So we're in that kind of zone. So I just came in from Maine, and I think that's what they have there too. They have little posters like, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear.
Yeah,
but please wear it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we're just starting to open up. Our economy can't, we can't do it. We can't go through this again.
Yeah. Hard, especially last year, it's been hard.
Especially the Philippines, especially the.
Oh, I know. My heart breaks for those people there and other places where things were really, really bad. It's just it's tough. But we're gonna okay. So let's jump in as far as the FMA. So. Whoever wants to go first, and like I said, we're going to piggyback. But so your first FMA experience with who, when, and where?
I guess I'll start. So my father was an arnis student. He loves martial arts, and he really loved the arnis, and we didn't call it FMA then. It was it was arnis. And I mentioned in our call before, arnis was not even known in the provinces unless you really train it. So basically, he was the first one who taught me, some basics. But he had his teacher. His teacher was in Iloilo, called Lolo Mayong. His name is Lolo Mayong, and he brought me to his teacher. I was 7 years old, and in times like those, you go to the master's house in their bahay kubo. They have like a little patio. You go there, and he told Lolo Mayong, master, teacher, you want Guro, you want to can you teach my son already? He's 7 years old. And then the old man looked at me and he said, attorney, let's test him. So, all right. So he called me. and he got the stick like this. It was a daga actually, so like not a real daga, but like a rattan daga.
Okay.
So he had me stand in front of him, and he said, "Boy, I'm gonna try to hit you in the eye, but I'm not gonna hit you. Uh, just just know that's what I'm doing." He didn't tell me, how to react and stuff like that. So he would be just like, so he would be doing this to my eye and stuff like that. So, and he was just testing. He was actually testing not just my reflex, but the total trust in him as a teacher, and I didn't flinch. So after that, he did like a couple of times, and I wasn't flinching, and it was just like focused on his forehead. I was not focused on the weapon, because and then he told my dad he's ready. He did not flinch. That's
He passed.
that's it. That's it. So, and I really hope, I really wish, that Lolo Mayong was recorded, because he was one of the best arnis teachers in style that I have encountered, because it was very unique. The style was like kendo like. It's like a little block, and then it hits like that. It's very unique. I haven't seen that style till now. Up to now, I've never seen it. So
Interesting.
that's how I really started. And then I can go to the next step when I meet my grandfather. But for now, I want to give Ryan his start.
Sure. Just one last thing, Guru. Like how what year about? Like 90s? I mean.
No. I was 7 years old.
So you were 80s.
Like maybe 81.
Okay.
81, 82. So that early, I started.
Okay.
Ryan, it's yours.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. What style was that?
I don't know. It looks like kendo.
Yeah,
It's really
that's
cool.
interesting. So yeah, for me, Dean, I started my informal training, just like most of us back in Davao or in the Philippines. We start with a basic arnis training in the school, so like an elementary school. So it's part of
right?
Yeah.
Is that common?
Yeah, it's common back in like in Davao, especially in our school.
It's probably in the 90s.
That's fantastic.
Back in my time, there was nothing.
So back in Davao, so we have not most of the school, but in our school, we have that. We are very fortunate that we have that martial arts program. It's part of the physical education, but it's very basic. What I remember is like, I'm not sure about the style or the system, but it's more of like basic. I think it's more of like, if it's commercial, I'm not sure, but it looks like modern.
Yeah.
But yeah, those
It would make sense.
It would make sense. Yeah. So those are like in maybe in they are tying up with the Department of Education that time. So it's very, very basic. So, and then what we learn when it's weekends, I go with my friends, my classmates. We go to the school and then practice on our own, like doing some like informal karates, and then informal arnis training, and then So I started with informal training, and then my formal training started when I was in. When I got into the organization of Mudukuan Tangsudo in Davao. So that is where that is where I met Manolo actually, and some of the seniors of Mandirigmang Kaliradman. So anyway, so I started the formal training there because it is part of the curriculum of that group. And then I was an under training instructor that time. So as part of under training instructor curriculum, we are we are learning an arnis program, and actually they call it arnis, and then the other one is we call it the combat judo. So we were learning those basic movements as part of our instructors curriculum. And then the system that I believe the system that they were teaching us is their family system. I'm not sure what the name is, but it's safe to say it's their family system. So yeah, that was my uh, first encounter with Arnis. So
Huh.
later on with MK, I could talk about MK later on.
Just, I'm just curious. Yeah, I don't know this for sure, honestly, but I'm gonna guess it was probably Modern Niece through the Remy.
Probably, yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Because
Yeah,
it was really I think Professor Presas that
Presas.
really put the Arnis in the school maps.
Yeah,
So
that's what I understand.
yeah,
Yeah,
that would have been my guess
Yeah.
too.
yeah. And the only reason why I know that, and I tell you, I would have known if I never did these shows, was when I had a few of the Modern Niece people, they mentioned that, he got into school systems there. Subsequently, he came over here. He
Yeah.
got into traditional schools. So within the school program, elementary school program, like, was it just basic strikes?
it's just basic strikes, and then what I remember is like basic blocks, and then demonstration, and then that's it. You're gonna it's just part of the physical education.
I think that's great though. That was like your
It is.
guys' gym
It
class.
is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
otherwise we wouldn't know.
I remember actually walking like from my school is what they call this is a walking distance from my house. So I remember just walking like bringing it was just single stick. The training was just single stick, and that's it. So I was just like always bringing if it's Friday or Saturday. So it's like physical education training after the school. So we're all bringing like a single stick there. Yeah, walking.
I think that's great. Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
in contrast, we didn't have any of that back in
Yeah.
Capiz in
Maybe
where
it's
the town.
it's just because
Yeah.
city is Davao is more of
Yeah,
like,
so
it's
I
a
guess in the
city.
universities,
So
in the
it's
colleges,
yeah.
they have it. We didn't have it then. Till my father reintroduced it to the schools once he was in
Oh,
he's
okay.
government.
Yeah, maybe yeah.
So
Maybe it's
we'll
like
get
Cebu,
there.
Manila, and then Davao.
Yeah,
is like-
Manila. I think Professor Presas taught at UST, and then that's when he started teaching it in the colleges there.
Yeah,
But it was
Makes sense. And then maybe it just kind of trickled down to
yeah.
schools or whatever. I just know what he did here. He got into a lot of the traditional schools, Kempo, and all those schools there. So and all that. Oh, we got some here. We got your wife saying, "I can't see Ryan." You see now. And we got Mario from here, folks. If you were watching,
like to put this on like farther
that was
away.
before I think.
if you're watching, tell us where you're watching from and smash that like button. All right, we got 10 people, 11 people watching. All right, we're gonna jump right in. So, okay, let's switch gears. And so we got your initial introduction, Guru Sachi, but now comes Grandpa.
Oh yeah, the man. So my so I did mention that I started with my father's teacher, but he didn't mention about my grandfather, his uncle. So Grandmaster Ben Lema is actually my father's uncle. So that's how he's my lolo in that way.
Okay.
So there was already a small lightning school in Capiz. It was headed by two of Grandmaster Lema's first batch students and now grandmasters, Grandmaster Herman Licanto. You should invite him too, and Master Carlito Ondillo. So they were there, but it was a small school, especially school in the provinces, especially if you teach Arnis. It's like probably like a hole in the wall kind of thing. But when my father became vice governor, and one of his committees was the cultural kind of bring back culture and stuff. So this was his chance. It's like he focused on Arnis. Like, okay, I'm gonna bring back Arnis and reintroduce Arnis to Panay Island, because Panay Island hosts great many Arnisador families. As I mentioned, like Presa's family, Grandmaster Rene Tongson is from there. Grandmaster Ben Lema, of course, is from my hometown in Mambusao in Capiz. the Master Tortals, and a lot of other masters in the Panay Island. But in Capiz, there was, the Arnis wasn't there. So I did start training with Master Herman Licanto and Master Carlito Ondillo. So my father ended up hiring them as his bodyguards.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, when he was in vice governor, because my father is really a believer in martial arts. So if you're in government, if you're a vice governor, you have your active duties army as your bodyguards that the government gives to you. But he wasn't really fond of guns. But he respects that it's there for protection, but it wasn't fun. So his close-in bodyguards are martial artists because he doesn't want them to carry, but he's there on his side. They have their knives and stuff, but his close bodyguards were FMA and like real martial artists. So this is how he, when you're also in government, you go to Manila a lot, and that's when he got in touch with his uncle, and he said, among Taiben, or uncle, I am trying to reignite Arnis in Capiz. I want to create this huge demo in the center of the city. Invite everyone from the town, and I want you to be the highlight of that event. So he called on all the arnisadors in just a shout out to all of the arnisadors in the province of Capiz. Yeah. And then he flew in his uncle back to the Capiz. But so there was this big, huge event, and arnisadors start coming in from the highlands, from the mountains. Like, these people look like farmers. They are farmers. They just came in. They registered. When you register, you're getting a little bit of stipend, a little bit of food, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You just like, oh my God, who are these people? You would see old men just came in from all over, and we did that demo. We did, and then you would see all this variety of Arnis just in that one little province.
And stuff,
it just came in, and my grandfather was like at the end. He was like, everyone was like, in the little farmers, and they were like, simple clothing. But then the grandmaster came in. He was in this like full gi, red pants, red and gold belt, and white shirt. And that wasn't. I met him. I jumped a little bit, but I did met him a month before that. So they actually, they were. I was actually training lightning already under his tutelage of his instructors. But then when I first met him at the airport, we went directly to the gym. And he sat down in the corner, and he just, Herman, okay, show me what you taught my grandson here. They would just sit in the corner, and it was like, I was like doing that, and then
pressure, right?
They would be, oh my God, they would all Bang Herman and all. They were already getting me ready because he's a southpaw. It's like he's gonna come at you like this, So he did that, and then my grandfather he doesn't speak a lot, He would give you a good nod or a grunt if he doesn't like what you're doing, kind of thing. But yeah, and I think he liked what he sees. Then he just stood up, and then he just pummeled me. And we would show later Bigay Tama and then Espada Idaga. But that was like our initial introduction. It was like not a lot of talk. It was just right into action kind of thing. I'm gonna stop with that because there's more to it, but I think that was like a really big introduction. It was he came over to the big party, and then to that big event, and then I had to demo with him with that event because I was like a small boy. I was like a 6th grade or first year freshman in high school, And so, you know, that was kind of like the highlight of the event for him also, because like this little guy, very thin yellow young guy, you know, doing demo with him.
Wow. And
That
then,
was my introduction to him.
all right, we got some people saying hello. We got Jason. Hey, Jason Ward. Yes, another
Shout out to brother Errol Ballesteros.
Hey, Errol.
Man from Oregon.
How are you?
And we got Paul
Let me
from
grab some water.
Florida. All right. All right. So let's yes, folks, tell us where you're watching from and hit that like button. All right, let's so what I guess, you know, obviously you guys got your introduction from two different lenses, people, what have you. So, but what, you know, what made you, you know, besides being made available to you, what made you want to pursue LS deeper? Like, you know, what made you want to, like, you know, what resonated with you guys that, you know, like, hey, this is a system I want to do. I want to go deep. I mean, like, you know, what was it? Let's start with Guru Ryan.
Yeah. So for me, when back to when I was training, I was an under training instructor there in that organization. So the group of Manolo, which is the Mandirigman Kaliradman, are training on the other building because they're renting. They're renting I think that was every Saturday that we're doing that one. So that was like 98, 99. So they were training on the other side of the building. So I'm not yet joining the group. So when I get sometimes a break, I go to that building and then watch them. So I was just watching them, and then I was like, oh, this group is cool. They're doing those stick works, knife works, bigay tama, and then the music was so loud, and they're doing metal music. I was like,
what?
Oh,
They're
this
playing
is
metal?
thing. And then and then those guys are cool. And then, you know, that time I was a tournament player, and in Tangsudo. So I was a tournament player and also teaching. So I cannot really, you know, have time to train with them. So I just sit there and then say hi, hey. So I met some seniors there, and one of the senior there, her name is Kathy. She's one of the senior in Mandirigman Kaliradman. So she was the one who recommended me because MK, the Mandirigman Kaliradman group, has this ninong system. It means, how do you
it's like your godfather.
Yeah. So you have to have someone.
Padrino.
Yeah, padrino. You have to have someone to recommend you. So
to kind of like present you to be accepted.
Yeah, present you to them.
You can't just like pay and get in.
Yeah. So that time, and then Kathy, my senior in Tangsudo and also a member of Mandirigman Kaliradman, she's the one who introduced me and said, okay, let them know that I will, if you want to join them, let them know that I will be your ninang. So I'm not sure if it's their first gym, but I also remember that back at the back of our house, like maybe what's this, one fence away actually, there's a training center there that they are training also at night. So I was like, I am really that time I really want to be part of the group. And then later on, I think they just went to the other gym. That was and they transferred in YMCA, I think, the first one. Yeah. Oh no, JC's gym. So they transferred there, and then I didn't see them for a long time. So I just focused on training, and then later on I started doing MMA, and I started doing grappling. I start competing. I start not teaching, that just competing and training with my instructor. His name is Fernan Pisho. So I started training with them, and then later on I was still looking for them, and then I found where they're practicing at. So I told my friends, okay, let's go there, and then I know some of the guys there. I know their instructor. I know Manolo, and yeah, finally it was like finally I got in. I got in. That was like
Training
in the
and drinking,
yeah.
says Manolo.
So yeah, so
Hey,
like
that's
the
what it is.
culture is different.
And heavy metal music.
I like it actually. So it's like we start training like maybe 6 or 7, and then end up like after maybe in between we end at maybe 8 or 9. Oh no, 7 to 9. Usually 9 or 10. Then after that we drink, and then we continue training, and then we continue until 12 o'clock in the midnight, and then we're all drunk.
Yeah, stuff you can do when you're young, you know.
That's the best
So
way.
I really love that culture. Yeah, and then yeah, there are it's yeah. I met many friends there, and yeah, it was great. It's great. So yeah, that was the time I got hooked up, and I I decided, and then I told myself I'm gonna stop competing in MMA. I'm gonna stop doing MMA, and I'm going to focus on FMA. So
Ah.
that's where I focused on FMA, and then I started to I told myself I'm gonna do this until this will be my art. This will be my focus. This will be my priority. So and then yeah, I can say that I got good at it because of my instructors, especially Manolo and some of the instructors like Mike, Louis there, and my friends Dennis. So they're the ones who helped me to become an instructor too.
Mm.
And then later on, finally opened my own MK chapter. But yeah, that's the turning point when I told myself that I have to continue doing this, and I love this, and then this will be my my art.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, right? Something all generally resonates with us or sets something off that makes us want to continue further or whatever. How about you, Guru Sachi?
Well, mine is different because I have no choice.
Yeah, you have no choice. You got to stick.
No, because I said I was already interested in arnis because of my father, but also most of the arnisadors at the time that were teaching were all karatekas, Shotokans. So my instructor, Grandmaster Herman, we would do karate along with our arnis training. So, basically, of course, like meeting my grandfather. When the thing is like when you meet him, he's a figure. When it comes in, he's tall, white hair.
He's tall. Was he tall? Yeah, you're right.
He's tall for a Filipino,
Yeah.
and he has this, he
build.
works out, so he has this
Yeah, he
build,
looks good.
dresses well. So when he comes to the room, you're like, yeah, that's what Manolo was saying. These are like the demigods. So this is the pantheon of the demigods. So in the FMA world, when it comes in, you just can't help yourself but gravitate to the man, and he's like a very self-assured but self-spoken man. When he stands up, when he walks, very very confident but very silent. It's one of those deadly killers that that's what I like about those, because especially now you see a lot of FMA teachers. There's a lot of talk happening. Then Tatang and all those stuff, they're silent people. They don't talk. Very
Really lost in translation.
you just if you don't ask the right question, you're not gonna get the right answers. But they're gonna show you, they're gonna correct you, and that's what I love about that. They're just men of action. And kidding aside, even though I know this was a passed on art to me, I love lightning because of the approach of lightning is similar to karate. We would always tell them like, lightning is the Kyokushinkai of the arnis world because it hits hard. It's almost like the stances are karate, the classical ones, like, forward stance. Because my grandfather was a judoka. He also did karate, but he learned in the halls of Kodokan in Japan, from what I've been told. So basically, the stances and the movements of lightning is very karate. It hits hard. There's a snap. It's like that. There's a snap. There's a hard.
Interesting. Huh.
A lot of those are very much ingrained in my karate training. So when when I saw this, there's no light movements. It is like it's really hits. It's like a hammer. I loved it. I loved it. It's like it fits. It fits my personality. It fits what I see. So it really gelled into who I am, and that's how I really loved it. And then I've been then till I taught it and competed in that style and stuff. So I did kind of like really internalize the style, because not only am I teaching it, not only am I drilling it and being a student of it, I also fought with it. So in the thing is like the whole experience of me for as a student of lightning I went through, because not everyone had that opportunity to be able to fight in the world championships, in the national levels and stuff like that. So that was my style. That was my grandfather's style. It was a gift to me, and I'm blessed to have it. But not just because it is my style, but it's a very sensible style to me personally. I love the style.
Yeah.
No. So just let's go back to GQ Ryan. What? Let's.
We're just gonna say hi to our friends. Manolo is there. Vico.
Oh yeah.
We have Carl is here. Yeah, Guro Carl. He's like instructor in UK.
Yeah.
And
One
then
of my
Bang.
instructor too in ITF Taekwondo is here. Best Master Brian McNamara from Hood River, Oregon.
I'm sorry. Who?
Oh, he's my senior in ITF Taekwondo here in the US. So it's Brian McNamara. So he's been training with me for almost a year now. And
all right, fantastic. Okay.
And before we go on, I'm just gonna want to say thank you before I forget to Professor Brian McCann for letting us use his gym.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. We definitely got to acknowledge that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this interview. Definitely got to acknowledge that for sure.
Before I forget,
This is a Hapkido gym actually.
Okay. Well, that's obviously very nice of them. Okay. So all right. So let's go back. All right. What can you tell the folks? Again, maybe those who have not seen the previous interviews, where maybe they heard some stuff about it. But, let's go over the weapons. Like, is it like most FMA systems? You got, obviously your blunt weapon, your edge weapon, your knife, maybe long and short, or is it typical of that, or is it different?
Yeah, so like for in Mandirigmang Kaliradman for MK, and most of I think same with Sachi. We start with single stick. So and then later on in the next level we're teaching them to do double stick, two sticks, but in between that we're doing some basics of empty hand. And then later on we focus more on the Espada y Daga. So the Espada y Daga movement, that is the trademark of the system. So in Espada y Daga, they're now starting to learn how to do the movements with the long and the short weapon, and then doing that in the same drills. Like for example, in the Bigay Tama drill, and the Serrada drill, and the basic methods application drill. So we start incorporating Espada y Daga movements, and then later on we move on to like the knife, the long weapon, which is like the tungkod, or some in styles they call it the dos manos or the tapado, and then empty hand aspects too. So that's how the training methodology of at least in our system MK is. That is where how Manolo de Rosario, my instructor, structured it. And it's very good. I like the system. And then later on, if you're ready to do the blades, they will be teaching you the blades, the blade aspect of it, and then the blade interpretation of those drills and those movements. Yep.
And then that's what to add to that. That's what I like about training with Ryan and MK, because Manolo kind of brought together a lot of systems into his style as part of lightning. So from them I learned the blade. I learned the proper use of blocking with the blade, because we didn't do much blades when we did when I was doing lightning. It was mostly the baston, and then the daga, and then the hand. But like me, as I would show you later, I love to use my, like with my lolo, I like to use my hand and my stick. That's my favorite. That's my favorite range. So, but that's basically what it is. Now I see the nuances, as you know, as you grow older and you keep on studying the system, you now see the how, you know, you can actually translate it to a knife. You know, you can actually translate it into a blade, that kind of thing. So it's beautiful because now you have somebody to kind of like really train it. Okay, let's do this with the knife. Same approach, and it's amazing. You know, the same movements that you do, it just translates so well on the other weapons because the system is well thought out. It's not a classical system. It's a system created by someone who has an in-depth knowledge of Japanese martial arts. You know, so
that's interesting. You know what? I don't know if I really knew that, or maybe that was told to me and it just didn't resonate. I don't know. But so you're saying, wow. So you're saying that directly a lot of influence from the Japanese arts. Okay.
Very, very. Like the stance. The stances would be, you know, they would see the stances, the classical, the stances.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Firm. The blocks is gonna be, you know, the blocks gonna be like that. It's like, you know, this.
Yeah, they're very right. Okay,
the punches and how the snap is. And it's very Japanese. Not only that, our disarms. You know, you will see a lot of like classical disarms in FMA. You know, you tap something and then it flies out.
Yeah.
Our disarms are basically takedowns. Goes into takedowns because of my grandfather's judo approach. The disarms actually throws you to the ground.
You're right. End up in the takedown. I got you.
Or
complete sense.
It's very.
I think it's more of like Japanese jujutsu.
Influence. There's a lot of influence of that. Plus, of course,
I don't know why I either don't remember that or just didn't. But that's interesting.
It's hard to kind of like, why would it be like that? But yeah, I mean,
it wouldn't be I tell you honestly, it wouldn't have been my first guess. I mean, right.
No, it's me too. I mean, I just learned it as I go along. It's like, oh wow, this is very familiar in a way.
That's what I love about doing these interviews. I can tell you, it's like you learn. Like I've learned so much by doing these. I mean, because I don't claim it. I mean, like modern needs.
Super watching the interview, right?
That is also the reason. Actually, the reason why, aside from the culture, I love the culture of MK when I got in. So that is also what I like about it, because that is the only, because I'm from a Tang Soo Do background, so it's more of also power kicks, power punches. We do contact tournaments. I was a player, and then when I saw the self-defense, that time my perception is this is a self-defense thing. So when I saw there like the sticks and the knife and then the empty hand aspect of the MK, I was like amazed. I was like amused, and it was like the power is there, and then it's really the power and the intensity of it. It's like this fits my personality, because I'm more of aggressive and like fighting, and I mean in tournament or in sparring. So I was like, when I finally got to see a system like this, and then when they do those strikes, when they do those, the intent is there. So that's what I love about it. And yeah, I said this is the FMA system that's for me. And then that's where it all started actually.
That's fascinating. Just fascinating. I mean, so it makes sense. I mean, like you're saying, I mean, the disarm, the takedowns. I mean, makes complete sense at judo. So, with respects to each one of you, what's your favorite aspect of training within the system? Like, is it a favorite weapon or a combination thereof?
Yeah, me personally, I love, even, my grandfather, he likes we call it baston daga or espada daga, whatever and because it translates so well to the empty hands, there's a footwork that's we do in lightning, Then also like the hand movement, you can really apply it to whatever weapon or even open hand techniques. Just the footwork, the cambio, and then the entry, and then the blocks, and then the control of the hand and the hit. It's that's what I love. I always tell this funny story because like you don't see a lot of my grandfather in our system doing double sticks. You don't see that. You would ask my
Yeah, I don't recollect ever seeing.
no. When I asked my instructors before, oh why don't we do a lot of double sticks? I was like, oh, we just do it for warm up, just to warm up the body because the system really is this one this the serrada it goes
That's the
in.
trademark.
Yeah, that this is it. The middle, and then the bigay tama, but the double sticks is just to kind of like get your body in
Oh,
balance.
okay. Some
That
balance.
we do have it, but it's not as extensive as modern arnis. With modern arnis, they have a lot of bigay double stick drills. We don't.
Right, yeah, drills, and then
Yeah,
there's
we
the
don't have.
audios, and the reason why I know this, just to be honest, through the interviews. So,
Yeah. But just I think that's the unique
um,
part. That's
but
why that's my favorite. Two of our drills is actually my favorite. This is Espada Dagasirada, and then the Bigay Tama. Those are the hallmarks and marks of lightning
So
that
yeah,
I do like.
for me, I won't lie that my favorite is knife. So my favorite is knife,
same
but
here,
yeah,
same
I,
here.
I when I do the demos, or I do some um what they call this presentations, I like to do the same thing, baston idaga. So I'm comfortable doing it like the baston idaga. It's like natural for me doing it than the two sticks. But that's classical. When Sachi was talking about the classical lightning, that's how their training is. But for us in MK, it's kind of different because Manolo and his instructor Elmer Ibanez evolved. So later on, we incorporated in Elmer Ibanez system. So we incorporated two sticks. So we have this because in the classical we have this 12 methods. Okay, so we have the 12 methods. Those are combinations of strikes. Now in Elmer Ibanez's system, which is what MK is following. Not really exactly, but that's our foundation. We have this another 16 what we call striking drills, and 1 to 7 of that is single stick, and then 8 to 16 of that is double stick. So what I'm saying is, in Elmer Ibanez system, when we train, it's not that classical anymore. So when we train, we sometimes focus on two sticks. So I could say that we have two sticks, we have double sticks, and then we incorporated actually double stick versus double stick in the Bigay Tama drill, which is in classical, it's just the single stick and the daga, or the single stick and then double stick versus single. But anyway, in Elmer Ibanez's system
There's
and the
double
MK,
versus
there's
double.
double versus double.
Yeah.
So it means that we did incorporate two sticks because Elmer Ibanez, as I have been told, Elmer Ibanez is his background is from he learned from Mang Vic Sanchez also. So that is modern Arnis, I think. I'm not really sure, but
What was the name again?
that
Grandmaster Vic
Grandmaster Vic Sanchez. At first, he learned from Grandmaster Vic Sanchez. Yeah, he's also a lightning guy.
Okay.
And then that is where I think he got his double stick. And then but the concept and principle are the same with the classical. So the concept and principle, but it kind of differs in the approach. So sometimes he has his own trademark doing it. So that's where you see the lineage of Master Ibanez. This group moves a little bit different from the other masters from the classical. but it's easy to adapt to each other actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not that. So in other words, the difference is not that magnitude.
Not that, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
okay,
that
okay.
big actually. Yeah, it's just the interpretation. Like for example, in footwork, as Sachi was showing earlier, the footwork was very as he described, is more of the Japanese. But for me,
Yeah.
for us,
More kickboxing.
later on, was it facing this way? So later,
Right, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
yeah, Manolo, or particularly the MK, we changed it. Oh, facing here. Okay. We changed it to like back heel is up. Okay, so it's not that low anymore. Like
Yeah. Gotcha.
not like that
Yeah.
anymore. So it's more of this. And if you notice, when you watch some MK videos, it's not this anymore. It's not that open. So the difference is like elbows are tucked in.
Ah.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
how.
I wonder where that influence came from.
Yeah, and
But
I
it's
think
more boxing now.
yeah,
It's more
and it's very similar because of Manolo's influence to NKI. So I
Yeah.
think that was where.
This was going to
segue into that.
say, hey, man, that looks really familiar. Yeah.
yeah. So it's good in a way. So that's why I learned a lot from my interaction with Ryan, and of course, as you mentioned from the last interview, like I did get a chance to meet Tatang, and trained just a very short time with them. So like I see those changes, and I met Guru Elmer as well. So I see a lot of those before I met Ryan.
Okay.
And stuff.
So, all right. So obviously, you guys are, you're both from different sanctions under under a big umbrella. But yeah, it's fair to say there's more commonality than not. I mean, right?
Oh yeah.
I think it always is. There's like in humanity, if you really look into it, there's gonna be a lot more commonality than differences. We just focus on the differences, and what kind of try to separate us. But basically,
yeah, right. So if you guys focus on the differences, you're gonna try to make each other better, and
I mean, Ryan coined that. He always reminds me, iron sharpens iron, and we do. With the first time we met each other, you said, let's just do Bigay Tama. And, we haven't met each other.
Yep.
The systems are different. I've never trained with a Lescas guy before. Time I had an experience was with Mang Elmer before. And it did just jive, It's just, there's just more power hitting me. But I had to adapt. But the rhythm, the speed, is there. It's still the same, the core, because the core didn't change. Just the application of it,
and maybe some evolution.
Yeah.
We could always say like it's safe to say that the principle and the foundation, the principle, the concept is the same. So that's why it's just a little bit of adjustment, and okay, we can go again.
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah. So nothing that dramatic or really okay.
A lot, because like now that I understand a little bit of MK more, there's a lot of like common sense fighting techniques that they develop. That's why their sparring methods are really ingrained. And then the different use of weapons they have, because there's stuff that MK did develop that classical dieting didn't have. But anyone from my Lelsai will adapt to any of those, because the concept is still the same.
Yes.
Right. Yes. I mean, okay.
We also got a chance to see Tatang in action, and then I understand. And then I see how those blade work and those quick arm movement are. So
Yeah, even when we met, that was last year, I think, when we met Alex Gurezo. So Alex Gurezo is also a teacher, here in New Jersey. He's an FMA instructor, New York,
yeah.
But he's living here, right?
Yeah, Errol is also here.
And also Errol Ballesteros.
So Alex,
Errol, what's that, Dean?
Is Alex going to work?
Alex.
No, no, it's not Balintawak. Different.
No,
Alex
yeah.
Balist.
This is
Gruezo.
Alex Gruezo. So,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, not from that. Okay.
so yeah, we met him last year actually and trained with him. They are both in the lineage of Mang Vic Sanchez lineage. So like for us, we are in like Manolo's group, and same with Professor Hokano's group. We are in under Mang Elmer Ibanez's lineage. So for them, it's a different lineage. When we saw each other last year, it just jived. It's they have this different movement too, just like when I met Sachi. But when we did the drill, when we did the you know the movements, it's just a little bit of tweak and adjustment, and it's just
Oh, there's
you
Alex.
can hey Alex, you can just say that you can just say that you can say like, have I like trained with this man before? Like it's kind of
Oh, okay.
for a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's the same actually when I met the Lascas guy here, Jomar Batallones. He's I think 61 years old now, but he still trains here in Jersey actually. But when I met him, but it's closer because he has a Lascas background. He's one of the pioneers of Lascas in Paco and Manila. So yeah, when I saw them, when I meet them, that's what I'm saying, that the same system, the same foundation, different methods of training, but when you see each other and then train with each other, you can blend well.
No, that's good. I mean, right. And well, not only that you guys are able to do it without ego and able just to try and improve each other.
Yeah, no, we didn't. Ryan was very, because I have this thing that because you're the grandson of the grandmaster. Like people come to you and they there's a different kind of thing. But like when we got into each other, it was just like like old friends. Like, hey, you know what? How are you? We're kind of like the same family.
What's your favorite beer?
Yeah, that's kind of thing.
No, that's great. I mean,
same thing with Alex when he came to my house.
Yeah.
My
Same
house
thing with
is,
Alex. His favorite is Blue Moon too. Yeah.
we just hang out. There was no, hey, bow to me. I'm the inheritor.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. I'm never into that.
No, you don't seem like that.
No, because I know the burden of that. Carrying that name is.
Who wants it?
It's hard, and
maybe you want to change it.
No, but the thing is, like, it's an honor, and to have that. But I didn't just accepted it because it was part of me. I had to train for it. I had to train myself to be worthy of it. I really didn't like the idea that it was just, because it's handed down to you. That's it. Same with Bruce Ricketts or Master Top.
Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon. Sorry. It's the same thing.
Not an easy place to be.
He trained himself to be worthy, worthy of that name, because I don't care what it is. Like for me, if that's actually the worst thing to tell you. That's the grandmaster's son, and he's like, he moves like whatever. I trained myself for that. I went to tournaments. I won my tournaments, and I thought and kept this legacy alive. But still, I'm never gonna be in that same level. But I just want to be able to.
Yeah, but you strive to be the best version of yourself.
That's it. So that's why I don't want to put ego on me with that, because it's not something to be bragging about, because it's actually a burden. It's a heavy thing to carry. You're standing on
burden.
a giant
burden.
yeah. It's very hard. It's a great gift, but it's hard. People look up to you, and then they expect so much from you, especially in FMA.
I think that the aspect of humanity and like that you're human too, and
I mean, that's why I'm nervous about doing live videos, because people are gonna be expecting, correct? but you can only do your best. I'll try to do my best.
Everybody's prone to error. I mean,
Yeah, no.
it's not like just because you're the grandson. I mean, or
No,
anything.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. Oh, okay, here, guys. I like to drop a few disclaimers. If I make a mistake,
It's live. There's no editing here.
That's a good thing about
it's
that.
really okay.
Because he's not like full of ego, and he
No.
doesn't know something, he asks, and then he wants to learn.
Yeah,
For example,
every student.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
I tell you, it gets lost. The more you see it, it's like the separation. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all students.
Yeah,
Right.
totally. Yeah.
Some of us maybe cross a few more bridges, or
I just went in to help him out. Like he has he was doing a seminar. He doesn't have anybody to partner with. It was in New York. I went there. Wherever he goes, I was like, well, come, I'll help you.
Yep.
And because hey, you know what? For me, he's the one actually teaching the art here because he's the full-time teacher. Me, I'm supporting anyone who wants to learn the history of my grandfather, how it is being taught and approached the classical way. Come to me, ask me anything. You can PM me, whatever. But anybody who in the lightning circle that needs my support, I'll be there.
I think it's just so neat what you guys are doing, because I'm going to tell you, and I'm just being honest, some people might not like it, but there's other there's
right.
what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
They don't. You know what I mean? And to me, it's just ridiculous. I mean, grown men should be able to train and do whatever, as long as it's respectful dialogue and nobody's getting thrown at our bus. And you guys actually, hopefully, you guys can model what you guys are doing within the same sanction where there's been,
Yeah.
So actually, it's a good example. Like when I started doing seminars here, like early 2018, my first seminar, actually, he came, and then he helped me he helped me teach, and did the demos. Then when I'm doing the seminars here in New York and New Jersey, so he's here too.
Yeah. I think that's fantastic. Hopefully, some will follow your guys' footsteps.
We're trying.
Yeah.
So all right. So obviously we got to the benefits, all that. So just what's your guys' lens on sparring and your importance of it? I guess with respects to yourselves before we get into the student aspect of it.
Yeah, you want to go? Right?
Yeah. So for spar, what I like about MK2 and Manolo's approach in teaching is we include sparring in our teaching methodology. So it's part of our training. It is one of the important training for us. Now in sparring, I'm not talking about like the competition aspect, but also we have those. But in sparring, what I like about it is, it's what we train actually in MK particularly. That's what the reflex and what the techniques that we can perform in spar. So it's like training. We're drilling what we're training. We're doing it inspiring what we're doing in the training drills. So like for example in Bigaitama, you can always it's very visible. It's very obvious in spar of MK that it's more of like the Bigaitama movements and also the serrada. So yeah, the for spar for me personally, I love it, and it's FMA training is nothing without spar.
Yeah,
it's just for me.
No,
It's
right.
like always like a topic in like the forums, like should you spar or not?
Yeah, but I love it personally. So yeah, I love what I am learning from it, and I love doing it, and I love because my instructor is into this, and
Yeah. So it resonated from him to you, and
yes, actually.
And you know what? Like just to add to them, they are the first group I've seen in Filipino martial arts that have actually sparring programs or sparring training. They actually train to fight, because most FMA styles, they do drills, and hopefully this is what we're gonna respond.
Hopefully.
But
You're gonna get so in trouble for saying that, Sachi.
yeah, no. I'm just saying that they do drills to spar, which is what I love.
Yeah, sometimes
that kind of thing.
sometimes in like preparing for, so this is another aspect. Sparring is different, but competition is also different.
Yeah.
So we have this, sometimes we, if we have time, we have the chance, we could also, that time we were playing, some of the players like seniors of my seniors goes to the the cup, the organizations, the classical cup, and then a representation, they represent Davao and the Mandirigma Man. And then also, if we have a chance, we also go to some competitions that are invitational outside the country. Now, in our group in MK, we have this yearly event, which is participated by just only MK chapters. So, they have lots of MK chapters around the Philippines and outside the country too. Especially the MK Korea is very, very active until now. So when we have that, we call that the Emerald Championship. So the Emerald Championship is a yearly gathering. It's a tournament between MK members. So that is where the time when we are preparing to join those competitions. So when I was training for when I started, I think that was like 2000. I'm not really sure about the year, but I started doing every year tournament until I got until I got the gold medal and won in 2014 against MK Korea. That was Park. That was
Korea. Wow, I would have never guessed Korea has a sanction, huh?
Yes,
You should check their videos.
They are really good.
They're
They are
really
really
good.
good. I love those. Yeah, MK brothers there. So they're really good. But yeah, so every year we have this kind of. It's on November. It's some. Usually it falls on Manolo's birthday. But sometimes it's before or after. So like in September we start training, like every camps or every chapters trains, and then we do the tournament on the Emerald Championships on November. So that is where we display the the techniques and the trainings that we did for a couple of months doing that. So as Sachi was saying, each chapter has different training programs. Like for me, when I created my own chapter in 2016, which is we named it MK Bagani, and then later on when I went here in the US, I called it Bagani Kali Combatives. So I have also a different approach because my training method is a mix of my background in Tang Sudo and in Taekwondo and also in MMA. So it's kind of the conditioning is more of the MMA part, and then the footwork is more of the Tang Sudo and Taekwondo part, and then the fighting skills are more of the Arnis part. Okay. So that's what I'm incorporating, and some training some chapters too have their own training methods, and then you will see like very when Emerald Championship comes, it is really like exciting because all of the fights when you see there, it's very intense. It's very intense. Actually, we started with like a week off full armor, and then later on, when I and Manolo was talking about, that was like, to like wait, like 8 years ago, no, 5 years ago, and then we just started to like, okay, maybe we just remove this one, and then just did the fencing mask. We started doing the fencing mask, and then we did a thicker stick, and then for the beginners, we just let them wear the
Yeah,
taekwondo.
whatever they're comfortable with or whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and later on, if you're like more advanced, you can just move it and then just.
But it sounds, wow.
So
But it sounds like your sanction really advocates it.
yeah. It's
Because like Sacchi alluded to, and we're gonna fully blame him. No, just kidding. Most systems, yeah, they don't, and whatever makes you happy, what I mean, part of the journey. But I tell you, in some of the systems that say they do, then you get a closer look, and it's. It's like, and I tell you, it's like
it's actually really great, especially when I went to started training jiu-jitsu. I was only in jiu-jitsu for like a year, but I like the idea, the concept of jiu-jitsu, like, and in Japanese martial arts, like after, and my father applied this too into enlightening capis, like after you practice the technique, you drill it and then you spar it.
Yes.
Because when you spar it, you have the nuances there are different. Your opponent's gonna strike different. You're gonna strike hard, soft, everybody different. The transition is there. So when my father, because when my father was handling lightning copies, right, he incorporated the training methods of Japanese concepts of training into the LSI curriculum. So we did that. We practiced. Okay, this is the technique. Let's drill it, and then later let's spar it.
Yep.
Because because my father really was pushing for our NIS to be known throughout the country, from at least for the copy. So we would, we flying to copies to Manila. It's an expensive thing. You have to get sponsors and stuff like that. But he would fly out. We would find a way to get money. We would fly out, like Master Rene Tongson would always tell the guys when I'm there, and he's talking, he said, these guys are flying from the provinces to Manila to compete every month, like start every month. And because of that expenses, and we train months to compete in Manila, we really train. So I believe in that. We train like athletes. He brought in a boxer once to improve our footwork from the karate stance. Now we're doing shuffling.
That's incredible. That generally shows that he cares for you guys and wants you guys to be better.
Fighting. And then my first ever competition, because I was still young when the first World Wake Up tournament was in Cebu. We were invited. We joined there. My father and my grandfather didn't want me to join the full contact competition yet. So I entered in the first ever forms competition, the Anyo, first ever world ever. So I won in my category. But you know what? He had me train in dancing. He had me train in folk dancing, and everything, just so I can learn grace.
Yeah.
Because I'm a karate guy. I don't know about this. I don't even want to be near dancing. But that's his mindset. You learn what you need to apply, and then you know what? It paved the way, because my father was into theater, so he understands that the dramatic effect, especially the first world forms. We didn't have any template yet who to follow. We just invented our own. Whatever we want to do, we just invented. Now they're all the same. They act all the same. But before, we invented our own moves, and just whatever our creativity comes to us, because there's no template. There was nobody to copy. There was no internet even. So it was very, very unique. People from all over the world came to Cebu, and the grandmasters were there. And then you see all this anyo, and then everyone was doing it so differently. It's just amazing. But yeah, we did boxing, we did dancing, we did theater. We did theater because my father said, I want you to be able to be comfortable in front of the crowd. I don't want
you don't get the stage fright and you're free.
Yeah, totally. I like when I go there in front of the Coliseum, surrounded by hundreds, I'm totally calm. because like
My friend, look out there and you see a bunch of people looking at you.
it's nervous, especially you work for this,
It's not easy for anybody.
12 months, and then there's that voice in your head, stick shit. What if I flop? But if your mind is trained too, it's those kind of things.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I'm a firm believer in sparring.
Yeah.
Because
I think it overcomes a lot. I really do. Confidence. I think it's stress relief. Endorphins.
It's not about winning, and it's fun. Yeah,
it's fun.
Benefits besides the actual you're hitting somebody. You know what I mean? I think it goes so far beyond or developing a skill set.
Yeah.
And I think of the systems that don't do it, I think they're really missing out, because I think you really could potentially, if done correctly, I mean, if done incrementally, correctly, and all that, but I think there's depriving the student of something. You know what? They might like it.
And you know what? Like, here's the thing. In I guess in FMA, that is kind of like hard to. I mean, it depends on the instructor, of course, in the environment. But if we just have, this is what I learned and I love about jiu-jitsu. You leave your ego when you spar. You leave it, and then it doesn't matter where you lose or not.
Yep.
When you're in a position that you're losing, you just tap, and then the other one who's trying to do your choke, they just let go. That's it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's it. It's not about winning or losing. That's it.
A perfect example of this is like Manolo. If Manolo, if we're sparring, he's no problem sparring with us. He's no problem with sparring with younger generations than me. I'm speaking of the ranks. So he has no problem with that, and I adapted that one too. And I have no problem sparring with my students. I have no problem with if they
healthy for everybody.
I have no problem with that. I just after that I hit them also.
But I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy for the whole circle. They see that you do this too, and they model after you.
Oh yeah, you learn a lot. You learn a lot.
Because
if FMA adapted more MMA, like how they train, and like I'm telling you, I think we would see a much. I know it. We would see a much different FMA.
Yeah.
Because I think some are like you're right, Dean, about like some are just they're missing.
They might like it
because maybe it's just like pride and ego. Maybe some instructors don't want to do it.
Everything. I think you're right. I think it's
afraid of doing it,
or business. I think monetarily. I think
there are lots of when you talk about sparring, there are lots of different ways. Like you could also, it's not always live stick and fencing mask. You could also do it safer. Like for example, let's say padded stick and hand sparring. That's one of the if you're not yet comfortable in doing that one, you could do that one.
Sure.
And there are lots of if you want to have a full sparring, you can wear vest if you want to. You can do padded stick. It doesn't matter as long as you train.
As you said, Dean, is the progression.
Yeah, as long.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a funny thing because when we started doing the live stick, there are some of some of my brothers in MK that are hesitant at first. So what Manolo was doing is he was telling us, look at these guys. I will let them spar with padded stick first. So see, we gave him padded stick. Okay, we gave them padded stick. Then they spar. And then later on in the round two, and then we were telling them, nah, it's not, it's bad. You don't look good. And, those movements are not good. Okay, let's just remove that one. And then give them a live stick. Because it's there already. So they just, they just sparred with live stick. And that's the start. And then later on, they were saying that, oh, that's better than the padded.
I'm telling you, it cleans.
So, Dean is a great teacher.
Yeah, it's like my teacher Burton. He did this test, so he had them guys go rubber knives. Of course, they're just blah, 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 blah.
You care.
Yeah. Then he gave them. I think it was hard plastic. Hard plastic. Okay.
It adjusts.
He gave them shock knives.
So now nobody's doing this.
You know what I mean? I think it's necessary, though. I think it's a necessary thing to do. like to clean things up. You know what I mean?
I love the program of Burton Richardson. Actually, I'm following his videos on YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
great.
yeah.
Yeah, program.
He's,
Yeah.
if there's one-stop shop, like if you want BJJ, you want. I mean,
Yeah.
you got, you know. But yeah, that's a whole nother.
Yeah. I mean, I did. I just remembered, like I did Seido karate in New York City, and Seido, their philosophy was they gather students who are like older or injured, or they have like an injury or something to train. So you know what? Even with disabilities and older people with like bad joints and stuff, they still spar. But you know what? They just do sparring. They just do touch sparring.
Yeah.
But they still.
I think students today, indirectly, directly, on purpose, not on purpose, whether it's monetarily, whatever you go, I think there's a lot of students there are getting deprived that really may have like enjoy it, but because the way a system is formatted and all that, they don't do it. But maybe they would actually really enjoy it, but they don't have compare and contrast to other systems to see if they would want to do it and all that. So, oh, here's a great guy. We got the compo. Oh my God, Guru Louie from Canada.
Kumusta po?
Hello there, sir. Kamusta?
Hello to everyone watching.
Guru Louie, man, that guy is awesome.
Get bored, let us know. We will do some demos.
Yeah, no, actually, if you guys are ready,
with.
Well, let's kick off the demo. So here's the thing. So, okay, so let's do this. So you guys are going to do a demo, and then upon completion, you guys wanted to give some explanation?
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of an explanation what we're going to do, and then we do it, and then, you know, maybe if someone has a question, we can answer it, kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
With the drill,
the Espada
Daga Sarada.
So,
okay, so you guys,
this is my grandfather's. I mean, he loves to showcase this because this. This is really this is a drill that he really applies when
you want to like.
All right, I'm going to
go this wider.
Myself.
Oh,
no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that.
Oh, that's better.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll see, I guess, right?
Okay. Yeah. What here?
Oh, you guys are definitely. Yeah, perfect.
Let's see how it looks like. Just give me a three. I want to see first. I want to see. Yeah, they can see it from here.
No, I'm seeing you perfectly. Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys, matter of fact, if you guys want to even come a little closer, you could.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Sirada means we're gonna go to their I would say not blind side, right? We're gonna flank them, and this is done in the medial range. So you know, Ryan, we're probably if we get into a situation that we're in this distance, we're gonna try to flank them. How we flank them is our footwork is we go, so classically in Filipino martial arts we have the triangle, right? And if we go to the side here, now lightning takes it a little bit more, wherein just put your stick here, by. It's where we get out of the strike and we go perpendicular to the arm. Because see, here's the difference with that. Because we are a power system, if I just go here, I won't be able to generate as much power as I want. So, but if I go block, and control the hand, and then look at my back foot, if I shift it all the way back, look at now my space. I can totally hit hard. So we're not only evading the strike, we're actually positioning ourselves to be in a position to be on offense. So okay, so we're gonna do trece, we're gonna do slow, block, control the hand, and slip. Now I can fully smash this hand to kill the snake. Now before my stick leaves that arm, I want to make sure something checks in there again. Bam! It's not, nothing leaves anything here. Now if my hand leaves this stick, another thing checks it, and then I check it again, and then I finish the blow. So this serrada or closing in can be, if you want to go to the left side, can be applied a strike coming in here straight, or anything that comes in from this side, right? So if Ryan comes in from this, I'm gonna apply the same thing and control, ram, control, hit, boom. Right. Okay, I'm gonna do it a little bit faster. Right? So, so it moves. Now I'm just gonna show you how you flank something coming from this direction, right? So this is you see this is the common strike right here. The uno, and it's like an umbrella. You can go here because you're gonna hit here. Let's see if you can see it, but I'm gonna basically block. But again, it's gonna be a block and check. The common strike right here, right? Maybe other side. So block and check, right? So from here, if you get into a position like this, control the hand, you can again hit here, control, and or if you like the other side, once you get here, you can go out and then control this flank right here. So that's the serrada system of Mang Ben. So Ryan can show you how that same concept applies to a knife. Okay,
like for example, if same thing with the knife, if the stabs go 1-1. Okay, so I'm tapping, I'm going out from the line of target. So from here, 1. So same thing I can do right now if I want to go tap 1, or if I can go to the hand, go 1, and go here, and then that's it. I'm closing it. So from here, go 1, 2, 3, and go. Okay.
Same concept.
So same concept, flanking him outside or the blind side. Okay. So that's the concept. So it has the characteristic too that you can apply the method. Okay. So some methods like for example, a method number 2, it's called the Espada y Dagat. So 1, 2, 3, and this. 1, 2, 3, this. So when you apply it in serrada, you can also do that one. So maybe he strikes here. So 1, I strike. I go in, and 1. See the tertia there? So 1, 2, 3. That method. 1, 2, 3, and go.
Then I cannot go in. If I want to escape this, I have to go away because now he controls the flank. I cannot do anything here. He's just gonna block me. Or he's gonna hit. I have to go away.
And then if you want to engage in long range again, like for example, he strikes here. Go 1. I go in. 1 there. I'm checking. 1 checking. 1, 2, 3. If I want to move to long range, I just step this back and go there. So I could play long. Okay, so that's how you do some of the basic serrada. Even if he has, like for example here, if I'm playing here, strike here, so 1 there, and then if that comes there, okay, there. So you could also go to the other side and flank him here. So from here, that is down, and then this one, okay, 1 there, okay. So those are some of the movements with the serrada.
So that's the concept of it being.
Oh, it's great, great. So you guys, we can see if anybody's got questions or if you guys.
But yeah, if there's anyone who doesn't want a question, I have to kind of point out that among Ben, what Manolo was saying is he's a sigurista, or he doesn't gamble. Although he likes to gamble, but he doesn't gamble. He likes to block always. There's always gonna be a block. There's no recta. There's no recta in lightning. It's either you block and there's a check. Whatever you strike, he strikes here. There's a block in a check. There's no nothing like this that he can slip. There's no direct here or whatever. It's always going to be block in a check and a control. There's always the control once you get in this era, because he likes that control. He likes to grab that arm or pin you down.
Oh, okay.
And then he can even get in for a grapple.
Interesting. Like, yeah, you guys, okay, that you guys would never view recto, like he right, the block, he wants to get hands on in there. Okay.
Yeah, and also, we don't. Let's say we don't do this when somebody strikes. Let's say we don't do this. We never hold the stick. We always treat the blade, this weapon as a blade. So the block and the hand, this checking hand always is in the arm here. If you can grab, you pin.
Check, yeah.
You pin. But there's no nothing like this. You cannot hold this or do any disarms with this. Everything has this one is safe in here, and you pin or you grab or do whatever you want with it.
Oh, I really like that when you what you just emphasized there, no grabbing the stick, because
it could be a blade, it could be a knife. Because in a fight, all you have is instincts. All you have is instincts. If your instinct is to grab that weapon, because that's what you've been drilling,
I know.
That's it. You're gonna be hurt.
I know. Like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna turn it off? Like,
no, yeah, you can't. That's why you drill. You drill how you train.
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
And I noticed more of, like, especially the classical. It's break. They're more of like for example, empty hand disarms. Empty hand disarms. It's more of breaking bones. Like, for example, here. So from here, isn't this better here? So when he strikes here, right? Like just strike number one. Yes, you can come in and then go to this angle, but I don't want this because it's not really. So it's safe. Not really safe than going out. So one, I could do a we call it retirada. So from here, one, and then just let it pass, and then see how they do it. Okay, and
yeah,
they're breaking this one. So one more time, go. One and go. One. That's the timing. One. You break one and go. So from there, you can always choose to use empty hand or choose whether you use the stick. So if I choose using the stick from here, one, striking here, down. From there, one, there. Okay, so from there, you can just do the pin. There, and
so you see the takedown, Dean? That's what I into the takedown.
If you guys want to show it, if you want to show the folks turned from the other way, if you guys want to do that.
So like, for example, here, the strike's coming from here. One, I come in. So I come in, but I'm not coming in here. Okay, I'm not coming in too close. I'm coming in, but I'm shifting this. I'm shifting this, okay, to go to Serrada position and breaking. So I'm not just coming in straight back. One, and then just there. No, because if he pushes me, go push back. I'm off balance. Okay? So when I come in, one, go, I'm here. Okay? So I'm in this position. Here I could do this. Now, from here, if I grab this one, just like what I showed earlier, it's a takedown going that way and figure four. That way. Okay?
Oh, okay, all right, figure four.
Now, when he resists going that way, you can always adjust. Transition going to this and strike. Or maybe transition to some locks. So if you see, Sachi's telling earlier that there are lots of like breaking and throwing and some grappling stuff there that you can see in the system. Even though
that's as a result of the judo, correct? The
yes,
judo?
I think so. Yeah.
We think so, but it's very familiar with people who does jiu-jitsu and judo.
Yeah, because if you interpret it in empty hand, it's like this. It's very common in Hapkido. It's very common in jiu-jitsu style. This one going this way,
or even
even the takedown. So yeah, so that's and then if you notice, you're always going outside.
To the outside, yeah.
Flanking him,
Flanking him.
It could be outside, it could be inside.
Inside, yeah. But it's always to the, side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show something.
And yeah, so again, for example, something simple as a payong. Every FMA has an umbrella block, right? The payong. So we see someone. Sometimes they block like this, right?
That's good.
Which is in a full contact match. This gets in. If you're somebody stronger, I've seen this happen in a fight. It goes in here.
If I do this, you do that. I'm doing this way.
Yeah,
I'm doing it this way.
And they don't. But see again, the concept of Serada applied to the 13. Again, we do a seguida. We're getting out, but again, the checking hand is important. Block. And then pin. Look. See on that simple movement again. Look, automatic. Boom. Again, I'm in a position and look at my distance. My distance is perfect for a power strike. There was no. I just went out a little bit, but my distance for a power strike. I didn't go here. And I didn't go here. But then I
end up in clinch. Maybe you don't want to be.
But then I get my power. I go here. Look at this. Look at this distance here. And if he blocks it.
Okay. I do have a question here. This question from Paulo. With respect, gentlemen, why is it okay to disarm the stick with your arms, but you can't grab the stick because it's a sword? I'm asking with sincerity, with full admittance, that there are many things I don't know.
Yeah, no. I think I would know what he means when you did the snake.
Yeah.
Right. So look. Yeah. So look at this, where that arm is grabbing.
One.
So this one is break, and then
even if it's a blade or even if it's a knife or something, it's the same concept as actually idea as Sachi is saying. I'm not holding the stick. I'm grabbing.
Yeah, and then when
I'm breaking.
Yeah. So this is broken.
One. See.
Now, so this one goes to near the hilt. Near the hilt.
One.
Oh, here.
Okay. One. And I check.
See, now this one, I know you said, look at the blade. Look at the blade.
Yeah, the edge.
It's not the edge. It's the blade.
Okay. Yeah. We have one outside. Yeah.
I have it here on my back.
No.
Oh, there you go. You guys got a trained sword or something.
Right.
Okay.
So.
Yep. Sorry for that.
All right. So, thank you, Paolo, for that question. That was a very good question. Right? One. Look.
Here, I could do.
Yeah, I got you. Right.
Yeah. So there.
You just have to understand. And then the one where you grab it and
the arm.
Yeah.
From here.
Yeah. Look there. See where the blade is going.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah. So that question is very valid, and it's something we ask ourselves. That's why we
It's a good question.
Incorporate that into
good
the
question,
technique.
though. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Paulo, good question. Thank you. Thank you for jumping in. Yeah. And wow. So
then we'll do the Bigay Tama later.
Yeah. So what do you guys got next?
Oh, you're gonna jump into the next one?
No. Do you guys? I mean, it's up to you guys. Do you guys have?
So the next one is another trademark of the system. It's called Bigay Tama. So Bigay Tama, it's a three-way drill. So in Serada, you will see that the one is performing an attack. He's feeding you, and then the one is answering, countering, blocking and countering. I mean.
Okay.
So Bigay Tama is more of three-way drill. So three-way drill means I strike, he blocks, and then after that, I'm going also to react from his attack. So this is not only an impact training drill. It's also helps us with the footwork and the placing of the body. And the number two is it helps us do the what do you call this? This is a drill for reflex. So it's a drill.
Right. So what you want to do is I can take myself just because you guys are gonna be moving around a bit.
Yeah,
so what I can
we're
do
trying
is
to be on that same spot. One thing to note that's kind of unique to this drill is we do in lightning, right? Is we do a full strike and a half strike, which you don't yeah, you don't see a lot, like the half strike. So because for us the half strike is the jab, right? That's the jab right there. So we train those because we use this when we fight.
Jab, yeah. It's
So
more of the jab.
you would see this in Grandmaster Lemas. I think he had a video of him in the tournament. He would fake with the jab, or he would do like this and then bam. And we have actually a method to do that. It's like he does this. It's like the ocho. Bam.
So yeah. Before we do the bigay tama, just to clarify how we do the half strike, because Sachi mentioned it. When we do the half strike, we're not using the middle of the stick. Okay, so from here, like for example, if he blocks, like just do a payong or something, reverse payong. Okay, one. Okay, now he blocks, right? So one more time, one. Now, if I just do a half strike using this, the middle of the stick, it looks like this. There. You don't know what to do. So I'm not reaching. Okay, because you can sometimes it's a
Habit.
It's a bad habit doing this doing this one and this. Look here, it looks like this. There. Okay, so it's a bad habit. We should maximize the power of the stick and use the tip of the stick. So look, when he blocks, one there. Look, if I do the strike from here, I'm reaching. I'm turning. I'm torquing this hip, and I'm hitting. I'm hitting with the tip of the stick to the temple. If I just do this, you could probably get my hand. So that's the idea of the half strike. So if you do it in full power here, one, okay, from here, one, half strike. Half strike. Look how I do it.
And also
the tip of the stick.
Yeah, he's hiding behind the stick.
Yep.
See, the hand is hiding behind the stick. The stick is always forward. There's no block like this.
Yep.
It's always, if we block, it's not like this. The block is always like
there.
This. You see how his hand came off? If I just do a block like this, but let's see if I block like this. That's how we block. Our strike is a block. Again here. Look. Yeah. A little bit. Our strike is a block. There's no block. A strike is a block. Come here. Same thing. Again, look. It's gonna come here again. Sorry. One. There's a bounce there. Right? So it's actually it's a strike. So if you miss, if you hit this hand, then good, you get a bonus.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the half strike. So we are not, at least in the system of Manolo.
Yeah, I had a question though. When you're doing that, like I totally get what you mean. You're turning the strike into a block and using the momentum and the power of the blunt weapon. Yeah, I totally get that. But do you guys use abanico-like stuff like that for recovery and just to offline? Just curious.
We have what we call a tertia.
Yeah, that's what I saw demonstrated earlier. But
so we don't do abanico. You know why? Because Mang Ben likes power. He doesn't like to use. Okay. He doesn't like to use wrists too much. So we have a little bounce. So in the tertia, it's almost like an abanico too. It is. But it's very, very, it's a very, very subtle. It's like a little circle. So when you do it like this, there, it's a very, very quick snap.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. I saw you in doing that, and it made me wonder.
It's not a big movement.
Like no, I'm not necessarily meaning like a standing.
I like how you saw that one.
Standing motion or Cortegabata like. I mean where, like here.
Yeah, Dean, get into the group, Dean.
So one of the things here, I'm gonna have to put myself. Wait a minute. Here's what I want. Meaning, like sometimes for recovery, like let's say here, I miss.
Yeah.
Boom, like for recovery.
Yeah.
That's where half strike comes in. You can use
Okay. So all right. Oh, good. All right. Hope that helped.
If I use that, if I miss, so this is where half strike comes. One half strike there. If I miss here, one half strike. Like
because the half strike goes in first.
But if it's closer, like for example, if it's closer, go one. There. Okay. So maybe I missed it, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to do half strike or not. So the initial movement that I do if I close in, go one and check. Okay.
Okay.
There. Okay. One more time. One check. Close him off. Now, when I check that one, as Sachi was saying earlier, if I remove this, if I remove the checking hand, sometimes here, sometimes here, if I remove the checking hand, I should replace it with this. Now, if I do that motion, look, this is where Tirsha comes into play. One,
it could be
there. One, there. Look, it's a very...
Okay.
Yeah, get the blade.
Yeah, so if it's like a blade, here, if I miss it, one, I check. One, look, here.
You're right. You could just index it.
Like a abanico, but it's different. The movement is from here, using your body, going this way.
So it's not just a wrist. It's like a
body.
It's like a. It's
No,
like
he's turning his hips while he's. Yeah, I got. Okay. Yeah. No. Thank you on that. You guys, you ready for what part? You guys want to do your flow thing?
Yeah. So bigay tama. Yeah.
I'm going to hide myself. Okay.
No, you can be there.
That's good.
All
Okay,
right.
so bigay tama.
Side.
Yeah, we'll be doing single stick like for a warm up exercise. So, okay, we start with single stick.
So I want you to observe not just our hand but our footwork. It's gonna keep on changing. It's gonna do a cambio. So this is like a full workout.
And also always look at and notice how the live hand works. Okay, because sometimes common mistake of bigay tama. Let's say Sachi is feeding, that hand is just there doing this way. So 1, 2, it's doing nothing. It's doing nothing. So it's there all the time. In case you have the knife, one bam. In case you have to block, one bam.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're always ready to grab, right?
Okay, handa, bantay, single step, one, half strike. Okay, so we start with that. Cambio, half strike. No, half strike. No, half strike. High, half strike. Bayo, no. Go. I can change. Go. 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 So I'm not holding back. I'm really trying to hit Sachi there.
And then we drill like we fight. We did it. That was a full strike, hands on. Like I can feel it in my hands. So our reaction is pretty close to how we fight.
Yep. He has to rest.
No, because we're gonna do the double.
Yeah, the double.
Okay, so what do you guys want to? Okay, awesome. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah. So next work is a double stick. So,
and the good thing about this is you're actually drilling against someone who has has an advantage, I would say, right? Because he has double stick. But because of the speed of the half strike, right? That stick, that one, you will get in there faster.
Bam! There. Yeah.
So that's why.
Because of the half strike.
Because of this. So
now in two sticks, it's just interpretation of the single stick, but it's kind of like a little bit faster because of this one is coming in after this one. Okay, so very basic, slow. 1, 2. So see, I'm not holding back. I'm not doing good. Here. Okay, I'm not just feeding. So it's full strike without holding back. 1, bam, and then you will always the tip of the stick is there. So I'm really helping my partner to feel it, to feel what an impact is, than just doing this.
Yeah, he's generating power.
1, 2.
Yeah. So I'm the one generating power. Well, as what Ryan is doing, both of us are generating power. Yeah. So yeah, we will break. It breaks our sticks, but that's the whole point of it.
Okay. So go. So
that's intent right there too.
And it's not tough. I was like everything, and they was just reacting.
You like the jump, Dean? There's a little.
I gotta say, I'm a fan of the jump. I could have used a little more jump.
Manolo, he was the one who taught me that one. And Mike, my instructor. So yeah.
All right, let's take a break a little bit from the demo. Any questions?
Whatever. Not seeing, and I don't think I missed anything.
Yeah, after that, we'll do Espada y Daga after that.
Okay.
The stick and dagger version of it. So same.
Sure.
Same.
You guys let me know. Let me know when you're ready.
Break. I don't know. I can talk about Grandmaster. If someone has a question for him, I can talk a little bit about who the man is, and things like that? Well, I catch up with.
Oh yeah. Catcher, and I think the people are definitely digging the demo. So, but yeah, if you need to obviously catch your background,
Thank you, Master Rene Tongson. Thank you again for coming. Friend of Lightning, and of course, like I grew up with my competition days with Master Rene, because Master Rene was one of the officials of Arnis Philippines then.
Oh, okay.
So when we migrated from WCAF to RP, we were close with Master Rene because he's also Ilonggo, and that's why we've been most of my tournaments. After that, he was always going to be there.
Oh,
and,
okay.
That's why we know ourselves from a while ago.
Yeah, so we could continue doing the demo. After that one is showing the translation of Espada Daga, Bigay Tama.
Oh, okay.
So just to continue doing that one.
I will.
Okay. Okay, handa ka, pantay. Okay. And go. Go. I can do two here. Go. So you could always do that too. And then later on, translated to Espada Daga. Okay?
All right.
So here it goes. Bantay. So one, two, no, high. So if you have a dagger, so if you notice, I'm not putting it down here. It's always up. 1, 2, because later on, you're going to stop 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and also, I will switch it here.
Take a break.
So, oh, you guys will go back. Okay. Okay.
So
yeah, he's not gonna stop.
All right.
So here, one half. Cambio. 1, 2, 3. There. So and you can also do that with Espada.
And if you notice, Dean, my grandfather also emphasized this. Get your knife. Sorry, I'm 47 years old, but I love it. When a knife comes in, the approach to the knife is not a block or another hand. Anytime a knife comes in, the counter is a sword.
That's why I love this.
Or
it trains us. Weapon. It trains us no matter how small the weapon is. Like talking about precision. Now he strikes here. This is what we notice, Manolo and I. So even if I just look at Sachi, though, 1, I know where the knife is. 1, if it's here, 1. Okay, so go.
Look at that free hand. It's tapping.
Go. Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Right. Gotcha.
There. Okay, same.
You get used to that concept.
Same thing. It's just like there. See? So I was not ready with that. You just tap and go. Go 1 there. So the precision, I'm not hitting his hand. Go 1 or here maybe 1. Okay, or maybe stabbing with the other hand there, and I'm going outside. Go 1. Okay, one more time. 1. See? So I'm going out. So it's a good training. Like for example, if you have, I don't know if you have a pen here. Hold on. Here's the pen. Like for example, a
demo you're cooking.
A pen.
Get there.
So, like that's small. So you stab. Go. Same. Go. Same precision. Go. Same. Go. Same precision. So same here. 1. Same precision that you can develop in that kind of in that method of training with the Espada Daga.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's why this doesn't have to be big. Actually, you can start with big. You get a small.
And then short.
Those drill can
because you know what? People use pen knives.
Yeah, your tactical pens and sure.
Yeah.
Whew. So yeah, that's the Bigay Tama part, and the later part when Sachi catches his breath, I'm gonna demonstrate some of the sparring techniques or drills or concept that we do in MK, and then maybe that's the last part of our demo. So I'll be you bring in.
So if you have any questions for me, or if you have any questions, Ben.
The only thing, I got one question left just for tie-up. No, and I'm just looking over here as far as the comments go, and I'm not. Jeff, Professor Jacana, the spin.
He's enjoying it. He's enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Hello, Sir Bot. How are you, sir?
And Julius, my man. Thanks for
Julius.
Julius, yeah. No, everybody's just definitely liking it. Yeah. So whatever take if you guys want to catch your win, whatever, and then do whatever else you want to show, sure.
The last part maybe is for part. Okay. So later on.
Okay.
Just say. So as I told everyone earlier, we got this 16 striking drills in the lineage of Master Elmer Ibanez. So this is one of the drill we call the Latigo, or we call it cowboy, or we call it ulo bewang. So I use this a lot. So how you do this and like fundamentals, it's from here. The correct way how to do this is you are really reaching. Okay, reaching. It's not like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. So the way Manolo taught us, or me, this is you're really reaching forward and hitting with the tip of the stick. So 1, so you're using, we call it the forward stance. So 1, and then going out, and then the live hand is checking always. And then after that, when you come out, as you go out with the next strike, you're going to do the back stance. At least traditionally we do that. 1, 2 as you go out. Same thing. Forward. I'm using the tip of the stick. This is more of largo. And then from here, go out. Okay, so it looks like this. 1, 2. If you have a dagger, same thing. So from here, 1, 2. Okay, so that's how you do it. Now, when you talk about spar, I like this a lot because not only it's a strike, a two combination strike, but it can also be a fake. Like for example, here, if we spar, if I strike here, maybe it's a bait. I call it a pakagat. Pakagat means to bait. To bait, yeah, to bait. From here, maybe he blocks, like a payong or something. There, okay. So that one that's a small movement of the latigo. From here, 1, and then later on here. So fast from here, go 1, 2, 1, 2. There, you could get him there. If you cannot get him there, he blocks there. 1, he blocks there. Yeah. From there, you can go with the other one. So that one. So that's what I like about that one. And going to this or flanking him on the other side using the serrada concept. If I do it here, I bait. He blocks. 1 there. So you normally the counter is here, but not all the time, of course. But normally when you bait 1, the counter is there. Okay. So I'm waiting for that to do we call it the reverse fire. So 1, 2. Okay, one more time. 1, 2. So see, I'm out. Okay, so I'm waiting for that. Okay, from here, go 1, 2. Okay, I'm out. Okay, from there, I can execute that same movement. 1, 2, and then go. Okay, so a little bit farther by. Okay, go. 1, block. Go. 1, block there. 1, 2, and go. There. So there's some jump. Okay, so one more time. Go. 1, 2, out, in. See that movement. So that's the jump that we are looking. But actually, it looks like a jump, but in reality, or the way we execute it, we don't think about it as a jump. Because if you do this and fundamentals. Common mistake. This is how they do it. One up, and then come in with the left leg, and then strike. So it looks like this. The bad habit with that is you not only you're telegraphing your strike and you're showing it, hello, this is my strike. No.
Yeah.
You are opening everything. Yeah, you can say, they can say that I'm really fast, but there are guys who are faster than you. You can just see it and then bam, there. Okay. So from here, we never teach it like this. Okay. So we never teach it like this. So from here, just like a concept of Superman punch, you launch yourself towards the opponent, not going back up and down. It's gonna be that way. So just the target it there. If this is the target, let's just say this is the target. So I'm not doing this. No, I'm not going up and down. Okay, the way I do it, or the way we do it, and I'm going forward from here. From here, go. One. There. Okay. From here, one. Okay. So up and down. So if I apply it, I strike you back. One and then strike. 1, 2. Look. 1. I shift, and then I'm ready. Whoop. There you go.
Okay. Okay.
That's how you do the. We call it the jump, but I call it most of the time I call it the launch. You're launching forward, not upward and down.
Yeah. So
you have something to say?
yeah, no, that's the concept of Ryan of not telegraphing your strike. I just wanna demo, let's say, a simple vertical strike. You know, we all have. I think most of the systems have some sort of like
Redondo
or vertical.
Yeah, down,
right?
back, yeah.
So a lot of people see, because I like to use this when I'm playing, because I like to intercept. Now, what I see people is when they do this, they telegraph. They do this
up, yeah,
and then they do
it.
that. Right? So put your stick down, right? So like this.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah. So see, like right, if I raise my shoulder,
Yeah.
hit it, right? So
One.
there.
There.
Right? Before
Right.
you count. But see, now the refinement of this is I'm just gonna drop it.
There you go.
It just goes. There's no extra movement. It just drops. There.
Yeah.
So there's no telegraphing. Same thing with your half strike. With your half strike, if
Yeah,
you
not
start
exposing that.
yeah, so a lot of people, let's say a lot of people in tournaments, they like to start from here, right? When they play. And you know what happens with this strike? Nobody strikes from here. You know what they strike? They do this.
They bring back.
They
Yeah.
bring back. There's your cue that is gonna come. So that's why in Lightning we don't start from here like me. Me and my grandfather, we start here. Like we start and look, we don't start like this way. We hide our body this way.
Okay, you blade out. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then the half strike comes in, or vertical strike. Very, very.
Interesting.
Because some people say because Lightning is a power strike, they use a lot of big movements. Yes, I see some people doing big movements, but there is a refinement to this, right? So you now, when we teach someone beginning with vertical, we make big movements so they can see the movement. But once you advance on the system, the circle, like in Jiu-Jitsu, the circle becomes smaller. Now it's going to look at how fast that is.
Speaking of the big movements, like we go back to Bigay Tama, there are movements that are big. Like some are bad habit doing this. Yeah, those are big movements. There. Now you can really see that one in some. But for MK, this is how you do one. It's very tight. Go. Go. There. It's very tight.
You see the rattan flicks flying.
So yeah.
You guys go through a lot, right? If you guys are
So train what you fight, and then as you advance, compact your movements,
Mhm.
even your hip twist. It doesn't have to be big,
Big.
right? Like a jab, right? Quick, 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 quick. It becomes like that as a habit.
Also, when I was when me and Manolo was cross training when Vico Aquino was there in Davao. So yeah, I think Vico's here too.
Yeah, he
So,
says he's just saying
yeah,
Elastico similarities.
Yeah, hello Vico. So the thing I appreciated when we talked about sparring is going back to what Sachi is telling us. Some are starting here, but for Vico, when he taught us KI, of course, because it's long from here, so it's not like me. So from here, when he put the stick, it's here. Although it's not chambering like this, but it's still here. It's not.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's close to the body.
And
I think that's what I noticed in KI, right? It's close to the body.
Appreciated that because when I spar, of course we're not starting here. Either I start here or I start here. So that's why I appreciated the concept of Vico was sharing to us, especially that the stance. So,
Yeah. So I mean, so it looks okay. So
I was training with Vico too.
yeah, actually, I'm seeing him. I think it's next Friday. I better check. Well, yeah, I believe it's next Friday, the 30 to 31st. I gotta check.
Oh, okay. But I know there's a 9/11 workshop, so I'm looking forward to
Yeah. It's so funny too. I tell you, that was
San Diego right now.
really coincidental picking 9/11. That wasn't.
I know. I was like,
That was not on purpose. I can tell you that.
hey, you know what? It's a self-defense art.
Yeah. I started looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 9/11. Oh, but yeah, it definitely was not intentional. I can tell you that. Wow, those demos were fantastic. I appreciate it. Wow, we're going to close up in 2 hours, but it's been nothing but
Not
fantastic.
gonna be long, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And
Oh no, nothing. I mean, the comments speak for themselves. But I did want to ask you guys one final thing. And you can each chime in on this. That's just a majority interview. Sometimes I don't, depending on what's the person and all that. What positive changes would you guys like to see in our community? You know what I mean? Like if you could push a magic button, what changes would you like to see?
Well, without touching politics, it's gonna be politics.
Oh, for him, it's politics.
Yeah, because yeah, it's one thing that is prevalent in most FMA organizations.
Yeah.
I really hope that that's not going to be in the future. That would be, and because my grandfather was a friend of all the masters,
Especially Tata.
He was a great friend of Tatang and KI. When he meet other grandmasters, there's always that respect, and then camaraderie. There was no, he would never talk about someone's style in public, but we would break down someone's style in training. All right, if this system is abanico, how do we counter that? If this,
right.
So those things like that. But it's always we always have a respect for the arts, and I hope the organizations can maybe open up a little bit more to everyone. And I know we have all our differences, and I know, I'm guilty also sometimes being a critic to someone and stuff like that. And I'm also we see people, especially now with online, we get to see people being critical of one another. That's why I love this show, because of the format it's in. We are just here to show our system. We are not saying our system is better than yours, or our system is more effective than yours. This is our system. This is the system of my grandfather that I am, we are passing on to the world, and whoever is interested to learn more about it, I am always open to answering your questions. Ryan is teaching full time in the tri-state area. We have teachers in different parts of the country, from Portland, Texas, New York, Washington D.C. We are not a big group internationally, especially in the
That's good though.
and that's really why I am doing this, because I don't teach. I don't have a school. This is not my means of income. I'm in corporate. I just love to be there. So not only can you see who Mang Ben is, as from the stories you've heard, but you've seen his technique from generation to generation is still applied to this day, and is being it's being improved or understood. Even if so, when people come to me, I teach them how it is taught originally. I don't change it, even though I know how to change it. But I want the people to see when they come to me, this is how my grandfather taught it. I want you to feel how the speed is, how it feels in the stick, how the movement is, without my interpretation of it. Of course, my body movement is different in a way, but then you can also adapt it to your system, like what MKS, they're adapting KI, they're adapting different parts to their system. So I think Grandmaster Remy Presa says, it's a style within a style. Adapt what you can with us. We are power strikers. We are power strikers.
Boy, did he have to accept with that saying, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez. It's funny, the politics, more and more, like I'm doing these shows and more involved in FMA and all that. I actually see more politics within sanctions than sanctioned to other sanctions. Like within. You know what I mean? I see it more, and then as opposed to like Mario and niece feuding with
the brother feuding,
KI or whatever. You know what I mean? I see it more.
That was before, but now it's like more of internal. Yeah.
How pathetic and sad is that? You know what I mean?
I know.
It's hard, but when I got involved back, see, my journey is a little bit different. I was very, very ingrained in training when I was younger, up to college, and I was competing. But when I started coming to working in the corporate world and coming to the States, I left it. To be honest with you, Dean, you see how I moved. I just came back to Arnis 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I haven't touched the stick in like 20 years.
Yeah, I know. This community, I tell you, I mean, I love and all that, but man, it can freaking
It's sad. It's sad.
Coming back, I was trying to rally people to do One Lightning, Lightning United. Right now, I'm gonna say our group here, you can call us collectively as Lightning Alliance. So I am encompassing everyone who has a Lightning lineage, including my own. I'm still Lightning Scientific, Arnis International. That's my grandfather's art, and my auntie, Tita Pat, the only woman is actually in charge of an organization. She's gonna be up in an interview next.
I miss Ate Pat.
Yeah, she's handling that. But I am also, I cannot not encapsulate other teams because of politics, because you know what, I learned from these guys. I would rather learn from someone than play politics. What does it? My father's a politician. I know how it plays. I grew up. My other grandfather's a speaker of the House of Representatives. My uncles are governors and congressmen. I grew up in politics. I hate it. I don't want. My father took me away from that. I was the next in line to run for politics. My father took me away from that. And
for good reason, I'm sure.
I don't want it. I want everyone, if you want to learn Lightning, come to me, come to Ryan, come to our gurus. I point
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. You'll be making it making a trek down there and hang
Yeah.
out with you
Yeah.
guys. So Ryan, Guru Ryan, what would you like to see change in our wonderful world of FMA? What's the
Your turn.
Wonderful world of FMA. Okay, I have to be honest. It's I'm not telling about the sparring part because in each group, in each system has their own sparring method. So I'm not talking. I will not. I'm not stating about that. It's the competition aspect. It's a competition aspect, especially back in the Philippines. I think there's a lot of not more to improve. I'm not saying that it's really bad, but we could like improve it. Can improve it. I don't want to be like I hope this is not some kind of politics, but yeah, at least improve the sparring. No, the tournament aspect. Even not only in the sparring.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Organizational.
People would like to see improvements in the tournaments. That's come up before. Yeah.
And I understand Ryan because he's a teacher of ITF in Taekwondo. So Taekwondo is a big organization, very organized, stuff like that. But so applying it. But again, I'd like to make a shout out to Grandmaster Rene Tongson because I know this guy. He's been doing organizational. He's trying to improve.
Somebody does a good job at it.
Before, so
I think I saw one of his comment or his post, Grandmaster Rene Tongson, about that guy. It's not about what they wear. It's not about sometimes it matters, but those guys are wearing the traditional wake-up armor. But the sparring is really great. It's like bam, 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 and it's like there's technique. You can really see technique. It's not this.
More the weak calf, the points.
So I was like, people are really looking for that one. And then I saw Grandmaster Tongson commented or posted that one. This is a great spar that I like or something like that. Because you can really see the technique. If you're really spar, if you're really a fighter in FMA, you will really appreciate what that, that was the one you posted. So you can really appreciate that one because like in MK, back in MK, we that is how Manolo taught us how to spar. It's not, killing each other like this.
Just...
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense actually. And we see a lot of kids doing that. Like,
they're going to learn.
This. So I was like, and even the anyo part, honestly, like for me, there are lots of guys who are like really good at what they're doing. Of course, they trained a lot for that, but the movements are, kind
of the same.
And it's some doesn't make sense. So it's just that one. Improvement of the sparring, but I'm not really, I'm not in the authority to do that. So maybe people can, someday in the future change it. So I would like to see our youth back in the Philippines and all over the world to, when you see these guys sparring here in the US, they sometimes you can really see that sometimes they're better. They have better understanding of what sparring is. Because of the sport aspect, but yeah, it's bad. But yeah, and then talking about earlier, we in MK and the Master Ibanez group are not not in the organization anymore. So, but I train with Sachi. I could train with anyone who are lightning based here, or maybe or not. And I'm open to anyone. I don't want to get involved in the politics within. And then, we just want to train. We just want to improve. So, there are guys here in the U.S. like Carlo Lamagna is in Portland. Who else? I could recommend
group.
In Texas.
Paeng is here.
Khalid Kilat is there. Leo Kilaton, the cousin of, is a very good cousin of Manolo. And then here in the East Coast, Errol Ballesteros and Alex is here.
And Washington D.C. Angelo's group. We have some guys in Seattle. We have there's a doctor in in California. I hope you teach again, Doc.
Oh wow! So okay, you guys got well, you guys got people. All right.
Yeah, we just have to get everyone together. That's why Ryan and I are really pushing this because we want to get the team together in here. You know,
Good for you guys. I mean, you know what? People are gonna see your. You know what? You guys will see. People are gonna see your true intentions. They're gonna see where your heart's in the right place, and that you guys mean well. And I think you guys will. I think you guys will have success, spreading it. You know.
Yeah, and you know, in the age of social media, with the videos cannot lie. We put our hearts in there.
No, that shows the demo. Yeah.
So I hope, you know, thank you again to everyone who watched this show. Thank you again to Dean, and only to Dean, the staff and the group of the FMA discussion. I mean, I love this group.
Yeah, we're trying to.
Everyone who is watching the show right now,
bring a different light.
or not. Yep. If this would make you interested in FMA in any style, if this demo here makes you interested, that's a win, you know. So thank you.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. And the other thing too is I got a good judge at the distance of the launch pad. So
and Dean, you know, you have a session with us.
Yeah.
But hey, when I come down there though, I mean, I don't want to impose, but I'm gonna have to have some of that Pinoy food. How do we work that out?
Bring your if you drink Lipitor, you know, bring it. We're gonna eating a lot of pork.
Oh yeah, is that what you guys? Oh yeah, no.
Filipinos, man, crunchy pork. That's it. Julius, you're gonna educate this guy.
No, I do need some education in that arena. I do.
We'll take care of you, Dean. You know that. But
yeah. I mean,
salamat sa Pilipinas. Yung mga nakikinig sa Pilipinas, marami pong salamat sa Amondra, ng mga Ilonggo. Mayong aga.
We're gonna have to. Hey, the big question is gonna be is when Ryan gets a better handle when he's going. So that's gonna be the big question. You know, if he's around in September or what have you. You know, because actually that's what we got to find out. Like when you're gonna leave, just so I'll have a time frame to work with. You know.
So yeah, after this, maybe I'll message you about we could plan something.
yeah, because Tom's River, like I've already kind of mapped it out. So, it's like
go to New Jersey. He's gonna meet us in North Jersey. It's gonna be a shorter ride for you.
Either ways you can.
Oh, so if it's okay, so if not,
I'll PM you.
Yeah,
okay. So you're saying northern
closer because he's in northern part of Jersey. I'm in the central part. So yeah.
Okay, so in other words, if you get off like the okay. I've definitely been to the northern part of New Jersey. Get off the bridge there. I got you. Yeah, definitely.
There. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
But it was an absolute pleasure having you guys on. I'm glad we made this happen.
Yeah.
And, wonderful comments. Demos were fantastic. And so let's obviously we'll be in touch.
So yeah, I would like to thank also everyone. So everyone who's here, salamat everyone. To Dean, thank you, sir. This is a really good opportunity for us. So yeah, it's a good show. So thank you everyone. Who's the crew, the staff of the group, and then also we would like to thank Master Brian McCann for
the place.
Uses wonderful.
Oh, it's beautiful! Wow.
Yeah.
We're only using the small part of it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So yeah, he's also learning MK with me. So.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, beautiful place. Yeah,
beautiful place. And for the people there back in the Philippines, thank you, salamat. For the people in Cebu and Davao and Mindanao area and in Visayas area, mayong buntag diha, may buntag sa tanan. Salamat sa pagtanaw. And that's it. Thank you so much. We had really had fun today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to have you guys. I'm glad we made it happen. And so yeah. And what I'll do is I download this, and I'll definitely I'll post it on your guys' wall.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys as far as what's going to happen in northern New Jersey. So.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, you guys until then, you guys take care.
Take care, too,
Yeah,
everyone.
take care. Stay safe. See you
Stay
soon.
safe, Pilipinas. I know you're doing there.
Salamat.
Very good. All right.
Okay.
All right. So who's next? What is the next episode? Losing track here. 174 next week. I believe. Wait. I'll tell you right now. Is who we got next? I'm having Lloyd and somebody else on. We're kind of just little coverage of Piper and FMA from my Modern East guy, kind of bridging together. And then after that, Sabrina's coming back. A bunch of demos and all that. So those are the upcoming two. All right. So if you haven't already, please hit subscribe to FMA Discussion, where you can see this interview and other great ones. All those that watched, commented, and all that, appreciate it. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.